Welcome to the Anxious to Secure podcast. I'm Yula, your anxious attachment style coach, CEO of The Marriage Coach. I'll help you to finally stop overthinking your relationship by overcoming your fear of being left by your partner. Thought by thought, action by action, now episode by episode. Why? So you can experience true, authentic, anxiety-free love and feel a lasting ripple effect in all areas of your life. Are you ready to become the best secure version of yourself? Let's go. Hey there. Hey you. Welcome back. This is episode 6. So this podcast is all about attachment theory, how I healed my anxious attachment style, became a lot more secure, how I created results in my relationship, how I went from feeling alone, misunderstood, and anxious to feeling, okay, to feeling a lot more balanced, to know how to handle my anxious triggers now, even if they come still up, to feeling a lot more secure from within, to stop chasing my partner. And this podcast is not about me, it's about you. So I want to show you what's possible, to share with you results I went through, also talk you through the struggles I've been experiencing so you can really learn from my challenges, and also share with you things that you can really do at the end of each episode, and also share with you resources that you can download for free, and also give you opportunities if you want to go deeper into this work to create truly fulfilling relationships and create a truly fulfilling relationship with yourself first, because this can impact the relationship you have to all other people in the world, to your partner, and it can change the relationship you have with your friends, with your colleagues, to everyone really. So today you're in for a treat. It's time for another relationship myth buster series where we look at some myths and look at why this is so wrong or harmful and what else is actually the truth here. Today's myth is, if my partner would reassure me more often, then I would be okay. If you ever thought that, this episode is perfect for you, because I will tell you all the reasons why this is going to be really unhelpful for you, this belief, and why you might want to have different thoughts about this. If you ever felt if he would only give you more attention, ever felt your partner, if he would just give you a little more attention, a little bit more reassurance, or if he would just give you what you needed, then you would feel okay. I used to think this all the time. And I kind of proved myself wrong over time, over the years. And you might think as well, if they would just text me this bloody text back, if they would just call me back, if they would just tell me they would love me more often, if they would just tell me I'm sexy in this dress, if they would tell me I'm beautiful, if they would just tell me I'm enough and they will stay with me and that they're committed to me, then I can feel calm, at peace, loved, wanted. It's not that easy, unfortunately. And that's where the myth kicks in, the belief that the more reassurance from your partner, that's where the myth kicks in. The belief that more reassurance from your partner is the key to your security. So what do I really mean with that? It's the idea that you can find security in external things, like your partner's words and actions. The more you text, the more compliments you receive, the more validation you get, the more you can feel secure. But the thing is here, even if your partner gave you all of the things, I would always tell you everything's going to be okay, you're amazing, you're beautiful, we will stay forever together, forever, and I will never leave you, everything's going to be okay. It's not right, because this is not how it works. No amount of reassurance will ever make you feel safe if you don't feel safe within yourself. It just won't stick. I have a lot of anxious attached clients who even receive a fair amount of reassurance from their partner. Because I don't work with unhealthy relationships, really. I work with fairly healthy relationships with people who are in non-abusive relationships, with people who are fairly good, but who might be in anxious and avoidant cycles where they don't get the love they were hoping for to receive. But sometimes they do get kind of a lot of reassurance, sometimes a little bit less. And even the partners who really get quite a lot of reassurance, like weekly, sometimes even beginning daily, it was never enough for them. It won't stick. You won't believe it. And that's why no matter how many times they tell you they are not going to leave you, that you're enough for them, that they love you, it doesn't last long, even if you believe it in that moment, even if it feels great to hear then, because you end up craving even more reassurance, because your own inner belief system is a thing that needs to be looked at, really. So the myth, if your partner would reassure you more, and then you would be okay, and then you would feel secure, and then you would feel really at peace, is not right. It's not the truth. Of course, it would be great and that would be helpful, but that's not the solution. The truth is, no amount of reassurance will ever be good enough if you don't feel secure from within. So let me repeat this one more time. You can even write this down. No amount of reassurance will ever be good enough if you don't feel secure from within. So let me paint you a little picture here. I used to really obsess over a lot of like physical affection within my relationship because it was part of my love language, or it's still part of my love language. When my partner wouldn't kiss me or hold my hands enough, I would feel very insecure about that. And I would think, he doesn't love me, he doesn't care about me, I'm not enough for him, he's losing interest, and having all of these thoughts. No matter how many times he reassured me, that he does love me and he wants to be with me, it wasn't enough. And he actually got really annoyed and really frustrated if I asked for his reassurance. So it kind of pushed him away. And it was like I was searching for the validation in his kind of touch and holding hands and his closeness. But each time he didn't initiate, or he kind of rejected that act, I felt really rejected personally. And it created a deeper wound inside me. And I was like, oh, damn, this really hurts. And I felt very anxious. And maybe we're not meant to be. And my relationship anxiety really kicked in. And I realized that I was looking to him to fill my void I hadn't addressed within myself. And I didn't realize I had, actually. It wasn't about his affection. It was about my own insecurity. I realized later that I was kind of tying my sense of worth to his physical affection, if that makes sense. So whenever he didn't show me his love, or he didn't reassure me, or he didn't hold my hand, I felt worthless every time. So I was tying my enoughness to his actions. And that was kind of a light bulb moment when I realized, what? This has nothing to do really with us or with myself. I am enough no matter what, but I just get triggered through this. And here are a few reasons why this myth also might not be true, to just explain this a little bit more. So the reassurance wears off so damn quickly, right? Even if your partner would reassure you and you think this is the solution, you might feel calm for a minute, maybe even an hour, but then something happens and boom, the anxiety is back. Reassurance from your partner is like putting a band-aid on a deeper wound. Think of it like getting likes on social media, for example. I know that's too well through my job now. You're posting something and really hoping and praying for a like or two, and getting this rush of validation from each like. And guys, I had posts where there was absolutely no like, no nothing, or one like. And learning to be uncomfortable with this is a very big part of life, not just in your relationship, but in general. And the more often you can feel uncomfortable with this, the more, the stronger you get. And you realize, hey, I'm not dying here. I don't need someone's validation to feel good enough, to feel worthy. But yeah, and as soon as then the notifications stop, as soon as the likes stop, as soon as no one comments, you kind of feel, damn, this is kind of embarrassing. I feel ashamed. I feel empty. And you kind of want to hide, and you're just missing this dopamine hit, and you kind of, want the reassurance again. This is a good comparison. And then also you always want to have more. Even if your partner reassures you, you always want more and more. It never really stops. So it creates a cycle of dependency, which is very typical for this anxious-avoidant relationship. One, I love you. One, one time when he kisses you or tells you he'll be with you forever is never enough. You start needing constant reassurance and constant validation. It's kind of addictive, I would say. Imagine trying to fill a balloon with air and it just keeps expanding and expanding. And if you don't address the underlying pressure, it will pop, right? Hey you, if you're tired of just listening to all the podcasts, reading all the self-help books, and feeling like your therapy sessions aren't creating the transformation you desire, it's time to take action. You'll have to check out my Anxious to Secure course, where I reveal all my secrets and strategies that help me to heal my anxious attachment style within just 6 months. Here's the truth. 95% of our actions are driven by our subconscious mind. So even if you know the right steps to do, even if you know you have to stop chasing, set boundaries, to focus on yourself, your subconscious mind is still stuck in fear mode. It's not enough to just know what to do. You need to rewire your mind and shift those old beliefs. That's where your real transformation happens. No more spiraling when your partner pulls away, feeling unloved when they don't shower you with compliments, anxious waiting for their validation and reassurance. These triggers are not to do with your partner. They're about your deep-rooted abandonment wounds that keeps resurfacing over and over again. Imagine this. Feeling secure from within, even when your partner needs space. Knowing your worth, even if they're not prioritizing you at every moment. Moving through your relationship with confidence, no matter what. If you want this kind of transformation, grab my Anxious to Secure course now before the price goes up after the first round. Comment blueprint under any of my Instagram posts or head to the link in bio. P.S. The price is only 97 incredible euros at the beginning, so don't wait. You're worth it. So the constant need for reassurance can really strain the relationship, and both of you will feel exhausted and everything's going to pop eventually. Does it make sense? That was a weird kind of metaphor, but I feel like you're going to explode eventually. You will always want more and more and more and see, hey, when is it going to crash? When is it going to explode? Because you're kind of also addicted to drama a little bit. And then why is this myth also perhaps not show your beliefs about yourself? And that is actually the real problem. So if deep down you believe you're not worthy or not lovable or not good enough, no matter how much reassurance you get, your partner gives you, that belief will always win. It's trying to fix a cracked mirror by just putting a sticker over it or covering it up somehow. You can't see the truth, the reflection, until the repair already has been done on those cracks. So your partner can't rewrite your inner narrative, your inner beliefs. Only you can. And it might take some time and some hacks and tricks and coaching and all of this or therapy, but you have to do your inner work for yourself. And in other episodes, I will really go deep into limiting beliefs, how powerful they really are, how much they help me, how much they can help you, and how they guide our emotions and actions in our relationships, and how much they can sabotage us. But also the possibilities of beliefs if we use them to our advantage. And our subconscious mind will always overpower our conscious mind. That's something important I've learned along the way. For example, if you tell yourself, hey, I'm beautiful, subconsciously, you've told yourself 500 times, you're not beautiful, you're ugly. So your subconscious mind will always overpower your conscious mind. It's an automatic thought. You always think people will leave you, you are unsafe. So if your partner tells you 3 times a day, hey, I won't leave, your subconscious mind has already told you 500 times today, he will leave. That's why your partner can tell you 10 times today, he won't leave. You have to change your beliefs in order to really believe that. Well, unless you really find this person who will tell you 500 times a day that you're amazing, that he will stay with you and that everything's going to be okay, then good for you. But otherwise, run. So if you haven't found this person though, and you rather want to take matters into your own hands, here's something you can do to really learn to reassure yourself. An amazing tool I can highly recommend. I also teach in my courses because it's one of the key tools for anyone who feels like, their partner is always going to leave, who never feels they're good enough, and who has an abandonment wound. A life changer really for my personal healing journey. And yes, it's a little bit strange at first, but learning to feel uncomfortable with this feeling and knowing, hey, I can do this anyway, is very powerful. So one way to reassure yourself is doing this. Next time you feel anxious and the urge for validation, and you have this urge to reach out to your partner or to text him back or to call him or to talk to him, pause. And then ask yourself, what would I like to hear from my partner or maybe another person, from your friends or from your mom right now? And then what they are usually saying or doing that makes you super calm. Like, what is it? And ask yourself, what are they usually saying to you, or what are they usually doing that makes you feel calm and at peace? It really helps you out. So perhaps they're telling you that they love you. Perhaps they're telling you that everything's going to be okay. Perhaps they're going to tell you that you guys can figure this out together. Or perhaps they're going to tell you just to take a deep breath and that they're going to be there for you through this. And maybe they're just going to give you a hug and just listen to you. And then you really want to give this to yourself. Tell these things out loud to yourself. Give yourself the attention that you want to have from them. Give yourself the hug. Maybe write the sentence down on a piece of paper, because don't just do this in your head, because writing this down has a different impact on your brain activity than just thinking these things out loud. You can even say these things out loud as well, has another impact on your brain activity. Another thing you can do is, again, put a hand on your heart and you literally feel the warmth. It's a little bit like a hug, I would say, and less awkward than giving yourself a self-hug. And just take a very big breath in and a very slow exhale out through the mouth, and just be there for yourself. And that is a very important skill. It might take a while, but just be there. Have empathy for your feelings. And this is a skill I'm kind of often repeating maybe in my podcast episodes, but it can be so powerful. And I promise you, I'm not going to talk you through this every time, but I wanted to do this now properly because it can really be so powerful. Hey you, if you're tired of just listening to all the podcasts, reading all the self-help books, and feeling like your therapy sessions aren't creating the transformation you desire, it's time to take action. You'll have to check out my Anxious to Secure course, where I reveal all my secrets that help me to heal my anxious attachment style within just 6 months. 95% of our actions are driven by our subconscious mind. So even if you know you have to stop chasing, set boundaries, to focus on yourself, your subconscious mind is still stuck in fear mode. It's not enough to just know what to do. You need to rewire your mind. That's where your real transformation happens. No more spiraling when your partner pulls away, feeling unloved when they don't shower you with compliments, anxious waiting for their validation and reassurance. These triggers are not to do with your partner. They're about your deep-rooted abandonment wounds. Imagine this: feeling secure from within, even when your partner needs space. Knowing your worth, even if they're not prioritizing you at every moment. If you want this, grab my Anxious to Secure course now. Comment blueprint under any of my Instagram posts or head to the link in bio. And also I want to share with you how conditional thinking pattern can get in the way here. So this is another tool you can use. This is the trap of the if-then thinking. So you might think, if my partner would just text me more, then I'll feel better. But when you think your security to, when you attach it to an external thing that you can't control, you hand over your power. And that's how you really create very unfulfilling, disempowering relationships, which we don't want, right? So that's only conditional thinking. And that's something that is very typical for anxious attachers. And that's always a very automatic thing. But as soon as you realize that's what you're doing, you can become consciously aware of it. and then start to shift these thoughts. And it's also very exhausting because you're always waiting for something outside of you to make you feel better. You're always waiting for your partner to do something, to say something, for someone else, maybe even for your mom, for your dad, for your friends, to fix you, to fix your emotions, to make you feel better. And that's not a fulfilling life. That's not the most exciting life you can live. The truth is, the only condition you need to meet is building that inner trust and love for yourself. When you have that, everything is really just like a bonus, but it's not a need. It's not a must. It's not a necessity. What's it called? Is it a necessity? Necessity. I think that's it. Okay. So how can you reframe it from a conditional to an unconditional safety reframe? Go from if then to even if. Let's see if I can find some examples. So again, I am secure even if he doesn't reassure me. I am secure even if he doesn't hold my hand. I am okay even if he doesn't kiss me. And if you say these things out loud and it doesn't sit right with you, and you feel like, no, it's not true, I don't feel it, I don't feel secure right now, you want to try out a few different thoughts that actually feel true for you. So you can tell yourself, I'm open to believe that I'm okay, even if he doesn't reassure me. Perhaps it's possible that I'm okay and I can feel secure from within, even if he's rejecting the act of holding my hand. Just by saying it's possible, I'm open to believe, perhaps you're adding curiosity. And curiosity is a powerful emotional tool you can add when you want to reframe thoughts and you don't want to just subscribe to a positive belief, because that can add a lot of rejection to your body, to your mind, and then you might not want to do the work, you might not believe the thought, and then you're not going to say it to yourself. So you want to say something that's actually believable. And I hope that helps. Let me know how it goes. And if you're really feeling anxious when your partner doesn't text you back, if he's withdrawing from you, if you're always overthinking everything, if you're even reading in between the lines and all of this stuff, you really want to check out my mini course. I've created this with so much love. Again, it's not a mini course anymore. It's quite big, actually. And if you're lucky, you'll still be able to access my beta round, which is the reduced first version of the course for just 27 euros, I believe. To access this, just head over to my Instagram, The Marriage Coach, and reply text anxiety to any of my Instagram posts. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye. Thank you so much for being with me today. Remember, change in your relationship starts with you. Thought by thought, action by action. Episode. If you loved this episode and want to give me a virtual high five, please give me a 5-star rating wherever you're listening from. It really helps me to boost this podcast a little higher in the rankings, so I can help even more people just like you. And even share it with one more person you think would benefit from this episode. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.